Hello and welcome to Nights at the Game Table. Tonight we're coming to you from Atomic Hobby Shop in Cypress, Texas, where Ryan's Storm of Raven Guard will be crashing into Alex's Tau. It's Emo Crows versus Fish People. Who's gonna win? Stay tuned to find out. And don't forget, you can be entered into our monthly draw to win a start collecting box of your choice by sharing this video and commenting down below to let us know you have. While you're working on that, we'll get the game started.
All right, so today I'm bringing Raven Guard again. I really have been enjoying this army. What I did, I brought 3 units of Eliminators, and I've placed them strategically in the buildings to block LOS and get their cover saves and get their -1s to hit. Which should help me against the Tau. Also brought a Primaris Librarian and Shrike as my HQ units. Put them back here in the middle. So the Librarian has range on his teleporting that he likes to do, and he can also move himself with his Warlord trait. And I also brought 2 Stormtalons armed with the twin autocannons and the missile launchers over here. Trying something a little bit different with the aeronautics here, to try to fly around and catch them off guard and catch them in inopportune places. I also brought a unit of aggressors, which I started in Deep Strike with Strike from the Shadows, so that I can try to bring him up behind him in a flank and teleport Strike down to allow them all to reroll all hits.
So today I'm playing the Tau again. I know everyone's favorite. And today I am bringing the Tau Castle. So what that comprises of is I've got Shadowsun as my Warlord, who is kind of hiding in the middle of all the other units I'm going to go over here in a second. And basically she's acting there to give them Kalyun for 2 turns in a row, which will make it so that they're re-rolling hits, which is huge because then they'll be mitigating that 4+ ballistic skill that most of the Tau have. I also brought a Fireblade who's hanging out with 4 squads of Fire Warriors who I camped in a circle around both Shadowsun and the Fireblade, so they have lots of cover, but also so that they get all those nice shooty bonuses. All right, and then to the sides of that brick, I have 2 XV-88 broadside battle suits, each accompanied by 2 shield drones. They are running smart missile systems and the high yield missile pods. And then in front of that is the big boy, the Riptide, with the big burst cannon and SMS. And then he's guarded by 4 shield drones that should keep him safe. And then in front of that, as a nice little screen, I've got 2 squads of 6 Pathfinders each, one of which happens to have a Pulse Accelerator drone, which is going to run back to go hang out with my Fire Warriors so that I can have them shooting at 36 inches.
My biggest advantage is I'm probably in some ways much more mobile than he is. I'm able to bounce around the board, even though he has flying units and he's going to stay together in a castle. So I just keep him bubbled up and take my pot shots and pick him apart. Though what I am most worried about is he does have a Riptide, so he has a very high armor target, and I have very few high armor piercing weapons.
In this matchup, I would have to say my biggest strength is the fact that I brought a lot of shooting. I brought some high quality shooting, but also there's just a lot of shots, which should be good for dealing with the -1 to hit, because I won't have to worry about that as much because I'm just throwing a bulk of firepower at Ryan, and that should be able to slowly whittle him down. The biggest thing I am worried about is the fact that his army is very sneaky. It does a lot of crazy stuff. It's the third time I've versed it, and it always does really spooky stuff. And also he's got the Stormtalons, which are very fast, but to be honest, the closer to me those are, the better.
Alex, at least it's not the Iron Hands again. But man, you're bringing Tau. I love playing against the Tau. They're a tough matchup, and you're a great player. But you know what? Raven Guard taking it, brother.
Ryan, it doesn't matter what list you run. I've got the Tau Castle. This has been proven time and again. It's gonna win today.
Tonight's mission is Scars of Battle, a Maelstrom of War mission from Chapter Approved 2018. Each player generates up to 3 tactical objectives each turn. Before the game starts, each player is forced to discard a set of tactical objectives based on the roll of a d6. Ryan had to discard all of his defend objectives, and Alex had to discard all of his Tau-specific objectives. There are extra points for First Strike, Line Breaker, and Slay the Warlord. This mission uses full army deployment, so Alex will go first unless Ryan can seize on a 6.
All right, let's see it. No 6s. All right.
That is not a 6.
For Alex's turn 1, he generated Supremacy, a tricky grab on the first turn. Advance, which doesn't play into his castle's strengths, and no prisoners, which should be possible in later turns.
All right, so for movement, it wasn't too much. I basically just shuffled around my Pathfinders, Shadowsun, and the Fireblade, just to kind of get them more in line of where I needed them so that I can move the Pulse Accelerator drone back behind them so I can get it in the middle of the Fire Warriors so I can have them shooting at the full 36 inches so I can have the 36-inch bubble going on. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and activate Cao Yun from my from Shadowsun here, and I'm just going to do a little 6-inch bubble since other than Shadowsun and that guy, and the Fireblade, nothing has moved. So basically all 3 of my indirect firers get to indirect fire and reroll failed hit rolls. I also am going to overcharge my Riptide here so that he has a 3+ invulnerable save, which knocks him down a wound. And then I'm going to spend 1 CP to go ahead and make it so that units cannot claim cover from his attacks. And then I'm going to go ahead and fire my Riptide here at the Eliminators over here hiding in this building. 8 shots hitting on 5s, re-rolling all fails. Anyone make it? Okay, sweet. All right, strength 5 versus toughness 4, so wounding on 3s. 4 at -1, no cover.
So there would normally be 2 up, but there are 3 ups.
So they'd be 4 ups. This is -1.
And made 3 of them.
Dang, 1 damage. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fire this broadside at those Eliminators again. Maybe eventually I'll wear them down. So 5 ups again. This time they do get cover though. 6, and then wounding on 3s again. 3 at -1, so 3 2-ups. All right. Lastly, I'm going to fire this other broadside at the same squad I've been shooting at the whole time. Same dealio, hitting on 5s. And then wounding on 3s. 4 at -1, so 4 2-ups.
Middle.
Dang it.
Alex scored no points turn 1, leaving the score tied at 0-0. In Ryan's turn 1, he generated Secure Objective 4, which is right next to a squad of Eliminators. Secure Objective 5, not likely since it's right next to the Tau Castle, and Scour the Skies. Pretty easy given all the drones floating around.
So what I did is I took both the Stormtalons and slid them down towards the corners here to get shots off on the Pathfinders, and as well as that Stormtalon to start launching into his units. All the Eliminators stay where they are. I did move Shrike over to be within 6 inches of this Stormtalon to give it his Chapter Master buff for re-rolling hits. This unit of Eliminators is shooting his Warlord with their Bolt Sniper rifle using the Executioner round. So 3 shots hitting on 2s. All
Right.
3 hits. Strength 5 versus toughness
4. So 3s.
3s. And that is going to be at AP -2 because we're on the, what you call it?
Devastator Doctrine. Okay, that's going to be on my 4+ invulnerable save.
1 and 1.
Oh man, failed both.
This unit Eliminator squad going to do the same thing, hitting on 2s, 2 6s and a 1, wounding on 3s, both wounds.
2 4+ invulnerables. Okay, fail them both. Down to 1.
So this Stormtalon gunship is going to be firing at this unit right here then. So I'm going to fire, it's 2d6 shots, 8 shots.
All right. Yep.
So hitting on 3s, re-rolling all hits.
Yeah, we roll them passes.
7 hits. Okay, strength 4, toughness 3, wounding on 3s. 5 at a -1.
That is going to be 5 6-ups. Well, I got a 6. That's good. So 4 go down. Blip and blip.
This Stormtalon here is going to be firing, I gotta say how many shots he fires, but he's gonna be firing at multiple units over there. So number of shots that he can shoot, 5 shots.
Okay.
He's gonna put 2 shots on the small drone back there, the one in the middle, and then 3 shots on the first set of shield drone. So the 2 shots on the other one, the big one there, hitting on 3s. Both hit.
Okay.
Strength 4 versus
Toughness 4.
Okay, wounding on 4s. 1 wound at AP -1.
All right, 1, 5 up.
1.
All right, got him.
Okay, 3 shots at the shield drone. 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 4s, 2 wounds, AP -1.
2 4-up invulnerable saves. Passed both.
This squad of eliminators is going to shoot at this unit of Pathfinders. Hitting on 2s. All 3 hit. Strength 5 versus toughness 3.
Yep.
So
2s.
wounding on 3s. 2 wounds coming at you at AP -2.
I don't get a save from that.
Okay.
I have to roll leadership for this group of Pathfinders here. They lost 4 models. They rolled a 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, so they lose 1 more.
Ending Ryan's turn 1, he scored 1 point for Scour the Skies and 1 point for First Strike. That makes the score 2-0, Ryan's favor. In Battle Round 1, Ryan started picking away at Alex's support units and scoring some points. Alex will need to decide whether to break up the castle or hold the line going into the next round. Starting Alex's turn 2, he carried over Supremacy, Advance, and No Prisoners, and is not able to generate any new objectives.
All right, for the movement phase, I'm basically just staying still. I'm just gonna hold my ground and hope that Ryan comes to me eventually, and I'll just keep shooting him while he's doing that. First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Nova Charge my Commander Bro here. Again, I'm gonna spend 1 CP though to allow him to use 2 of his abilities as opposed to 1. So he will be getting the upgraded profile for his primary weapon in addition to also having a 3+ invulnerable save. I'm gonna go ahead and start with him, firing the burst cannon at your plane here, and then I'm gonna fire the missiles at this squad still.
Okay.
Starting with the burst cannon, 18 shots. 18 shots hitting on 5s. No rerolls, but that's a good amount of 5s actually. Looks like 7 hits, wounding on
What's the strength?
strength 6 versus toughness 6, so 4s. 2 at -2.
2 at -2. So it's normally a 3 up.
So 5
So
ups.
5 ups. Missed them both.
All right, that's 2 damage apiece. I'm going to go ahead and activate Focused Fire. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire 3 of these Pathfinders at your Stormtalon over here. The other one cannot do anything, so he's just going to be sad. Hitting on 5s. Got 1. So now I can reroll 1s against him. And then I forgot about the fact that the Riptide needs to finish his firing at the guys in the building there. Hitting on 5s.
2 hits.
2 hits. And then wounding on 3s. 1 at -1.
So 2 up. Made it.
Okay. I'm firing my broadside here. I'm firing both of his weapons, all at the Stormtalon up here. The first off are his missiles, which hit on 5s, rerolling 1s. 1, 1. Oh, it's turned into a 5. 2 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 3s,
Missiles
but he
are
has
strength
+1
sevens.
to wounds, so it's wounding on 2s.
Wow, those are pretty powerful weapons.
Yep. All right, 2 at -2.
Okay, so 5 ups. Missed both.
They are D3 damage apiece. 4 damage. Now I'm firing the secondary missiles from the broadside here at the Stormtalon. 8 shots. Hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s.
Rerolling ones because of the
Because of the
SMS.
marker light.
marker light.
4 hits.
Strength 5 versus toughness 6.
Versus toughness 6, but it's +1 to wound because of the stratagem I acted. So I still have, so it's 4s. 2 at -1.
So 4 ups. Made 1.
1 damage. I'm going to go ahead and fire this broadside indirect at the same eliminator squad that I've been firing at for 2 turns. Hitting on 5s. No rerolls of any kind.
Some good 6s.
All right, sweet. I got 4 through.
Strength 5, toughness 4.
So 3s. Ouch. Making up for it though. 1 at -1.
2 up. 3.
In Alex's turn 2, he scored no points, keeping the score 2-0, Ryan's advantage. For Ryan's turn 2, he carried over Secure Objective 4 and Secure Objective 5. He also generated overwhelming firepower, which his aircraft looks poised to execute.
All right, so that's the end of my movement phase. I went into hover mode with this Stormtalon, moved it up here, still block LOS. I get a shot off to try to finish that unit out. This Stormtalon over here on the far side is down to 1 wound, so I kind of moved it over. Try to get as many shots off with it before it blows up. I jumped to Commander Strike over here with this Eliminator squad. All right, so I'm going to start off with Shadow Step on Shrike here. Manifest on the 7. Got it. Next thing, he is going to do Enveloping Darkness on himself. That manifests on a 7. 8.
All right.
He disappears and goes into Deep Strike.
Ah.
This unit of Eliminators is going to shoot at his commander again.
Okay.
3 shots. They're within 6 inches of my Chapter Master, so they get to reroll all hits. Hitting on 2s. All 3 hit. Strength 5 versus Toughness 4, wounding on 3s.
Yep.
2 wounds at AP minus 2.
Sweet. 2 4-ups. All right. She's super dope.
This Stormtalon here is going to load everything into there. Kind of overkill. Heavy 12 from the Twin Assault Cannon, hitting on 3s. It's a lot of 1s.
Yeah.
Strength 6 versus Toughness 3, so wounding on 2s. 3 wounds coming at you, AP minus 2.
I have no saves for that. He is dust.
This squad of Eliminators here is going to shoot into those Pathfinders again, hitting on 2s. 3 hits, Strength 5 versus Toughness 2. Sorry, Toughness 3,
Yeah.
so wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, AP minus 2.
Oh, well, 3 dead guys.
Alright, so this Stormtalon here is going to fire 12 Twin Assault Cannon shots at the shield drones back here by this broadside, and then he's going to fire his 2 crack missiles at that broadside. Hitting on 5s, because he's in his lowest tier.
Rub it in.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Okay, and that is Strength 6 versus Toughness 4.
Yep.
So wounding on 3s.
Ooh.
2 wounds coming at you at AP minus
AP doesn't matter.
2. That's right, you're in wounds.
Yeah, I'm just on 4-up invulns. Save both.
So now we're going to go ahead and drop those 2 crack missiles here, hitting on 5s.
Those go
Both
for you.
miss.
All right.
They're going to fire 2 shots on this guy here, and they're going to fire 1 shot on one of the shield drones back there.
Okay.
2 shots on the Pathfinder, hitting on 2s. Both hit. Strength 5 versus Toughness 3, so wounding on 3s. Both wounds, AP minus 2.
Dead. The claw.
Okay, 1 shot on that shield drone unit.
Okay. Oh, punch the cannon.
Hits. And wounds on a 3. Wounds on your invuln.
4-up invuln. Haha.
Making those invulns.
All right.
So we're going to charge the Stormtalon at, we're just going to name like everything that's within 12 inches. Yep, so the broadside and the shield drones.
Okay, sweet. Time for a lot of Overwatch. That is going to be almost everything in my army that's left with exception of this broadside. So we're going to start with the unit that's being charged first. He's going to fire 8 shots from his big missiles, hitting on 5s or 6s. So basically what he was firing like this entire game. I hit with 3, strength 7, versus toughness 6, so wounding on 3s. 3 at minus 2.
Kaboom.
D3 damage, kaboom, does he blow up? Just because. Aww. Bleh.
In turn 2, Ryan scored 1 point for overwhelming firepower and 1 point for Slay the Warlord, taking the score to 4-0 in Ryan's favor. Alex failing to destroy Ryan's Stormtalon, along with the loss of Shadowsun, puts Alex in a tricky situation into the next round. Beginning Alex's turn 3, he carried over Supremacy, Advance, and No Prisoners, and once again is unable to generate new objectives.
So for movement this turn, I decided to start moving because I really needed to capture some objectives so that I can start earning some points so I can start getting some better objectives in here. So basically what I've done is I've moved all my Fire Warriors forwards to try and move them up on the 6, hoping that Ryan won't be able to quite drop them in 1 turn. I have moved a broadside over to capture objective 5. so that I can have that secured. And then I also moved my Riptide. I advanced him over this rock here in order to get closer to 4, and I will be doing a special ability that will hopefully push him the rest of the way. I'm going to go ahead and Nova Charge my battle suit here. I'm going to spend an extra CP so that he gets a 3 up invulnerable, and he also gains the ability to move 2d6 inches in the charge phase, even if he doesn't charge. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire this broadside. It's smart missile systems at this Stormtalon over here.
Which one?
This one or that one.
Okay.
It's just in range. They're both just in range. Hitting on 4s. Ouch. Wounding 5 to 6, so that's going to be 5s. 2 at -1.
So 4s.
Okay, 1 damage. And on the other one,
5 6s.
hitting on 4s.
5s you have.
Oh, you're right, 5s. Well, I only rolled 1 4, so it was a moot point mostly. Wounding on 5s and 6s. All right, 2 at -1.
4 ups.
Sweet. So for the charge phase, I get to move my Riptide up to 2d6. I'll go ahead and do that now. It's going to move 7 inches.
Okay.
Straight back over here.
Alex scored nothing at the end of his turn 3, meaning the score is still 4-0 Ryan's favor. Starting Ryan's turn 3, he carried over Secure Objective 4 and Secure Objective 5. He also generated Supremacy, which means Ryan will have to focus either Objective 5 or 4 to seal the game.
Turn my plane, the Stormtalon, moved it up over here so it can start unloading shots. I jumped Shrike up to be within charge range. I also deep struck in the aggressors, and the Warlord trait that's on my Librarian allows him to teleport in on this turn as well. So he's dropping in there. The Eliminator squads all stayed where they were at. So going into my Psychic phase, I'm going to do Enveloping Darkness on the Riptide. On a 7-up, he does not get to fire Overwatch, and he subtracts 1s from all of his hit rolls. Nope, still
Nope.
1.
All right.
All right. So now he's going to try to do Smite on the unit of shield drones.
Okay.
6. Got it. D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound coming at you.
1 5 up, feel no pain. Nope. No, you have slain the first shield drone.
Kevin Shrike's pistol at the shield drones.
Okay.
Gets 2 shots, hitting on 2s, rerolling hits. Both hit. It is a strength 4 versus toughness 4,
So
wounding on
4s?
3s.
4s.
Oh, sorry, 4s. Both wounds. No, it's 18 minus
2
2.
4 up, invulnerable saves. 1 pass, 1 5 up, or how much damage is it?
It is 2 damage.
2 5 up, feel no pains. Failed both, so that's going to be a dead shield drone. Or it'll be. No, yeah.
So he's going to fire a bolt pistol at your Riptide. Hitting on 3s, rerolling hits. Hits. Strength 4 versus toughness 7.
7.
So wounding on 5s. Does not wound.
No.
Okay, 3 shots from this Eliminator squad. Have that guy over there. They're hitting on 2s. Ooh, 2 1s. But wounding, normally on a strength 5 versus toughness
So 3s.
3s.
Oh, are you shooting at this guy?
Yep,
Okay, so 2s.
2s because I get a +1
Yeah.
because we're on my tactical. And it wounds. AP minus
1.
1 for because they're not on heavy.
5 up save. Fail.
And so it's just 1 wound, right?
Yep. Blip. Down to 4.
Next unit of Eliminators, firing at that guy as well.
Okay.
3 shots hitting on 2s. 2 hits. Hitting on 2s. 2 wounds coming at you.
All right, 2 5-ups. Pass 1, fail 1. Down to 3.
This squad of eliminators is going to do the same thing. 3 shots. 2 hits. And 1 wound.
Failed.
So, Stormtalon, 2 cracked missiles at the Riptide, and then the 12 shots at the Children's. 12 shots hitting on 3s.
Drones are fly, so you don't get +1 hit.
So hitting on 4s.
So hitting on 4s, which gets rid of 1.
Strength 6 versus toughness 4, winning on 3s.
Yep.
2 2s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saves.
5 4-up saves. Failed 3. 1 damage apiece, though, right?
Yep.
Okay. First feel no pain. Good. Second feel no pain. Good. Third feel no pain. Oh, it's almost good. 1 drone down.
2 cracked missiles. Hitting on. These are fly targets, so it's only a 4.
Yeah.
1 hit.
All right.
Strength 8 versus toughness 7, winning on 3s. Wounds.
3 of invulnerable. Well, even if I pass it off on the drone, it wouldn't work. All right, how much damage do you do?
It's D6 damage. 2
Down to 9.
All right. Now we're gonna fire the aggressors.
All right,
Because that's the last thing I have that can fire. Yeah.
big ones.
They have 36 shots. So I'm gonna fire these aggressors all into the Riptide.
Yep.
36 shots, re-rolling missed shots. Okay. Those
Wow.
Here. And then I have, so that's 29 hits. Okay. And then the last 6 shots. Do it. Well,
I think you're fine.
so I hit with 34 shots.
All right.
So we'll just do them in sets of 10. So that was 30 shots. We knew that. And I just need to do 4 more afterwards.
Yeah.
Wounding on 5s and 6s. Not as good, but still pretty decent. And then 4 more.
1 more from that.
11 wounds. At AP minus 2. Right?
All right.
AP minus 1.
Okay. 11 at AP minus 1. That just puts me in my 3-up invulnerable. Oh boy, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 fails. That is going to grade me down to 5.
Shrike is going to charge in at the Riptide.
Okay.
And
I'm going
the
to charge the
shield.
drone too? Okay.
He's going to try to charge it both.
Sweet.
6 inches. Okay. The aggressors are going to charge.
All right.
They needed an 8. The 1. As a 5.
Nope.
They're not very good. All right.
Just Shrikey boy.
Just Shrikes. Just the Shrike Master. Okay, so he is on a charge. He gets 7 attacks. We're going to do 2 hits on the shield drum.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s. Both hit.
Wounding
Wounding
on
on
4s.
it is strength 4.
Toughness 4, so 4s.
4s. 1 at the shield drum. Yeah, no, AP minus 3, doesn't matter, but.
Okay, 1 4-up. Nope, 1.
So it's coming at you, it's 2 wounds.
2 damage. I don't feel no pains. I failed both. The drone is no more.
And 5 attacks
Yeah.
at the Riptide. 2 ups. All hit. Strength 4 versus toughness 95s.
Yep. All right, there you go.
And 2 coming at you. 18 minus 3.
2, 3 up, invulnerable saves. Pass both. Okay, now my Riptide gets the punch back. 3 attacks, hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Strength 6 versus toughness 4, so wounding on 3s. 1 normal save.
So 3 up.
Yep.
Made it.
All right.
In his turn thrower, Ryan scored 1 point for Secure Objective 4 and 3 points for Supremacy, which makes the score 8-0, Ryan's advantage.
All right, so looking at how the battle is shaping up, it's looking like, based on some quick math hammer, that it's not really going to work out for me to score enough points to catch up to Ryan. He's just got a huge lead, and there's no way I'm going to be able to catch him. So at this point in the game, I'm just going to have to concede because I don't see any point in going on. Good game, Ryan.
Good game, Alex.
Wow, that was a crazy game. It looks like that running the castle just wasn't such a great idea this game. Ryan's forces were just really mobile and were able to run around, secure objectives, and really get around me and stuff like that, and kind of, playfully poke me pretty much from every direction, which wasn't the best. Also, just being those 3 objectives I generated at the start of the game, I really should have broken up the castle early. I decided to hold the line, and I don't know if that was the best decision. I really should have tried to spread out at the beginning of the game, because the first turn I could have practically guaranteed that I would have scored Supremacy, and I would have moved on to start scoring some more points, and I think that would have put me in the game more than just holding the line. Also, firing so much stuff at Ryan's hiding dudes, part of moving would have been getting more line of sight and distance on other units that I could have actually done some damage to, because honestly his eliminators are kind of blinking away at me. Another big one is I should have done the Cao Yan with Shadowsun on the second turn. That would have given me rerolls. It might have helped to take down Ryan's plane a turn earlier, which would have gotten me a point, which would have kept the objectives flowing as well. But other than that, I mean, it was just, I just made a couple of clerical errors there, but learn for next time.
All right, man, that was a great battle there. Raven Guard finally got to show kind of what they do. They're very much a guerrilla tactics type army. What I was able to do is be able to keep the eliminators within cover, so they were, against the Tau, who need to use the marker lights to increase their hits. Weren't able to use the marker lights on them, so they're hitting them on a 5/6. I get the 2-up save because they're sitting inside cover with their camo cloaks on, and they're just sitting there firing heavy weapons, taking out a Shadowsun by turn 2, and that's really what the Raven Guard's all about: assassinating characters and slowly tinking away in all different directions and making an army where a castle has to break apart, which it doesn't want to do, have to start breaking apart, which allows the Raven Guard really to exploit its weaknesses very fast. So it's really fun to see that. The Stormtalons were kind of like, I'm a Tyranid player, right? We have our, distract effects there. That's kind of what the Stormtalons did. They made him have to focus and fire Stormtalons because those were his visible targets without going everything else, but they were still able to move around the board, use the mobility that the Raven Guard can do. Striking from the shadows with those aggressors, those guys got pretty gross right there. But overall, I think the army performed really well, especially against this matchup here.
Wow, what a perfect storm. Alex's castle was certainly mighty, but the loss of some key units on turn 2 led to the crumbling of the mighty Tau fortress, securing victory for Ryan and his Raven Guard. It looks like the victory for Alex wasn't a part of the greater good. If you want to learn some free tactics, painting tutorials, and more, check out our guide in the description below. And if you want to see who's playing next week, check this out.
Next week on Knights at the Game Table, Dark Eldar versus Space Marines.